How's it been going coming into Final X?
I feel great. It's been awesome. I got in on Wednesday, and then just chilled out here, and then after that, I was just kind of got workout in with Pat the next day, and I felt great doing that. And I think I lost a little bit too much weight. I was 2 pounds under, so I needed to. I definitely should have done that. But I feel amazing. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I think people are going to be really excited to see what I got to show for tomorrow.
I was watching the press conference. When Bo was talking, maybe it was a slip, but he said something representing the country, and you made a face, and I noticed that. What did you think when he said that?
Well, it's just like, I don't know, he says like, I'm representing the USA now or something like that, and it's just kind of like, it's like, I don't know, like I'm still here, like we got 2 matches tomorrow, 2 matches, that's what we're going to do. And so it's just kind of, I don't know, it just rubbed me the wrong way a little bit, I guess, but at the end of the day, I'm ready for it. I have goals on my list, and they're bigger than world titles, and it's more, I want people to see what I have, my abilities. I want people to see what I'm capable of. And I'm ready to express that. I'm ready to show that. And I don't know, just something's in me right now. There's a fire in me that's. I'm going to tell you this, it's going to be pretty darn hard to put it out. So.
Yeah. Thinking about stylistically, he likes to attack left side, high crotch, that's your lead leg. Do you almost invite that? You're so elusive when guys are on your leg, or is there a level, okay, I got to be aware that's his best attack?
I mean,
do you even watch
I don't even understand. Now I know, I guess, but it's like, it's something that happens. He takes a shot, I'm going to sprawl, that's just as simple as this. And then, or he takes a shot, I'm going to look to counter and re-attack. That's how it's going to go, So invite it, don't invite it. I'm ready to wrestle, man. I was like, I can't tell you more. I'm just ready. I'm ready to go. And I haven't felt this good for a match for a long time in my career. So, just the way that I feel. I remember I was going to get on the plane before I got here, and I was really nervous, and I was like, there was like this black hole feeling you get, But then as the plane got closer and closer to being here, it just went away, and it hasn't come back. And I think that was a great sign. I'm ready for this.
So what do you attribute feeling so good right now?
I think the way that I just thought about everything. I think my mentality is the big thing. Like this year, it's been a really big growth for me as far as my mentality goes. And I think I let people's I read everything, and I see what everyone has to say, and I see what everyone gets to say, and I try to make it a point because I don't want my true fan base to. I appreciate them the most. Well, then you read the comments that you do, people that attack what you put your passion, heart towards. It makes you it takes you off a little bit. So I think a little part of it is like, I'm a little angry, maybe a little, I'm a little angry. It's like, I feel like sometimes you're not seen. So it's like I'm gonna stand out. I'm gonna be the guy that's gonna show up. And I think that's a part of it. And on top of that, KJ and I've had great partners with Mock and Pat coming in and Kyvan coming in. So like to be able to have these guys and to be working hard and seeing what I'm able to do, and have the consistency with training, which is a huge thing. It helps the confidence build up. I know I've pushed my body physically, mentally, and on the wrestling mat, in the weight room, and everything I've been doing, I've been pushing myself to be the best in the world. And I think that was a huge thing. It's like, even for preparation for this match, I'm not preparing for Bo. I'm preparing for the best in the world. That's what I'm preparing for.
Do you watch film at all? No. Like, did you watch Bo at the World Team Trials?
No, not at the World Team Trials. I watched. The only matches I saw of him were the semis and the finals with Hayden at the U.S. Open.
Okay.
So other than that, those were the only 2 matches I watched.
Has that always been kind of how your approach to film? Just like, if you see it, you see it. If you don't really care?
Well, it wasn't. I had to test it out to figure it out. But so when I was in college, actually, my first match against Phil Wellington, Coach had me watch film, and it was the worst. It was the worst decision ever. I'm just like, we're never doing that again. Like, don't have me watch film. Just come in. And so, like I said, what Coach will do is he'll watch the film. He'll come in and say, hey, this is what we're going to work on. But he doesn't say, hey, this is what this guy does. We got to work on this. He just says, we're going to work on this today. So it's just more of just me going out and being natural and doing what I do, you know, and not really looking for something or trying to defend something. So that's what I'm looking to do.
Why do you feel like you're, you know, we've talked off camera, you feel, I don't know if it's underrated or under the radar, considering you're a 3-time NCAA champion, you're an Olympic medalist, you're a world champion. Do you feel underrated and underappreciated?
Well, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have said it if I didn't. So yeah, I do.
And why?
I think part of the reason why I am, I'm going to say, is like recently I don't compete as much. You know, I don't compete as much anymore. You know, and I think also part of it's like, you know, Bo brought up a good point that he's a risk taker. He's a huge risk taker. You know, he loves to go out there, take the risk, get big points, and sometimes I don't. I look for W's, and I look for W's. You know, that's what I look to get. You know, so I think that's a little bit of part of it. But I don't know. I think that people love Team USA, but they love their individual names. They love their David Taylors, they love their Kyle Dakes, they love their Bo Nichols, they love all these people, and that's great. And like I said, it's because we have such a great, you know, we have such great talent within the country that it's hard to put one person on the pedestal or anything like that. And I'm not asking to be put on the pedestal, but I think sometimes in discussions, like when people talk about great wrestlers, you know, like it'll be, well, Kyle Dake's in there, and David Taylor's in there, and Kyle Snyder's in there, and even Jared Burrow's in there. And then sometimes I kind of get left out. It's just kind of like, I've been on those teams with those guys. I've busted my butt with those guys. I've battled all of those guys, you know. I've been fighting, and I've been trying to get to these goals just as long, and actually longer than some of these guys. So it's like, you know, that's where it kind of gets, I guess, annoying for me. It gets that's where it's like, I've done things just like these guys. I've battled these guys. I've beaten these guys, and that's where it kind of comes from for me.
You mentioned you read the negative comments that people say about you. Why do you do that? Why would you? I mean, that just seems like turmoil, man.
Well, I mean, I used to do worse. I used to write their names down. I used to write whatever their tag was or the username, whatever it was. I used to write it down, so that I'd always have a list. I used to have it, and I'd keep it, and it was just a reminder of how many people I was going to prove wrong. I love to prove people right, but I love proving people wrong as well. So, you know, I read them, you know, because they fuel you. You know, it gives you a little. It puts a little bit more in the tank. Actually, Pat has a really good saying that he says. He's like, if you love me, I'm always in your heart. If you hate me, I'm always in your head. So I really like that saying that they had. So and that's perfect for what I do and what I take it as. I don't write the names down anymore because I got tired of doing it. But you know, I definitely read them, and I read them over and over again, and I see it. And I just let it seep in. It doesn't deter me at all. I think if it were to hurt me, I would probably not do it, but it doesn't. It fuels me. It makes me ready. It prepares me, because it lets me know that I hope these people are watching. That's what I want. That's what I want it to be.
Yeah. Is part of you want to be more appreciated, not underrated anymore. Are you going to take that to this match and say, all right, I'm gonna send a message here against Bo Nickal 2 times?
Well, I mean, I look to send the message to anybody that steps on the mat with me. You know, anyone that steps on the mat, I look to send the message. The message is this: that I can win, I can beat you. That's all it is. You know, I'm getting to get towards my goals. I'm gonna accomplish what I want to accomplish. You know, that it doesn't matter what you do or how you do it or what you say. I can go out here and I'm gonna win this match. Like, so I mean, at any time, that's the message I'm looking to send. You know, there's nothing like personal. There's anything about it. It's just I want to prove that, hey, you can put anyone on the mat with me, and not only can I hang, because I don't want that to be a question of whether or not I can hang, because I feel like some people are asking that, because that really ticks me off. Like, can you hang with somebody? No, like, I know I can hang with anyone. All right. I want to show that I can beat everyone. You know, that's what I want to show.
So change directions a little bit. You said, wrestling is your platform that allows you to help people, and it's one of your passions. And has that always been the mentality, or is that something you realized when you were wrestling, like at some point in college or post-college, that this is bigger?
Oh, it's always kind of been a passion of mine. I think we live in a world that's kind of lost. And people, it seems like disrespect is the name of the game, and it seems like it's hard for people to have anything like things like compassion or empathy. And I think that's something that needs to be brought to the forefront. We need to teach people to be more respectful. We need to teach people to show more love, to show more kindness. And I think a big thing that the world needs to learn is that they need to learn to respect someone. And respecting someone, like accepting, like even if we have differences, you don't have to accept everything, but like you should respect me as a person, So it's like I think that's a big thing that we need to learn as well. So I always want to be around to treat people. I want to show people that they're worth something, that they're worth it, that they are important, that they're, that their time does mean something, and that someone does care. And that's my main goal. That's what I want to do.
And do you think the internet makes everything, like exacerbates everything a little bit? Because you're not saying it to someone's face, you're just saying it and throwing it out there and
Right.
seeing what happens.
Well, I think that I think the internet is probably, for me at least, I think it's one of the worst. It's just like any fool can hear anything, but not many people can listen. And a lot of people tend to listen for what they want to hear instead of what's being said. And so, like, I think that's one reason why I kind of stay away from social media, as much as I can for the most part. But like, and also people get too brave on the internet. They want to, someone that was willing to say something online, but not to your face. They love to do that. They love to troll. They love to do all that stuff like that. But I think that having that one-on-one interaction, or even having things like this, if we were just all have a conversation, about whatever it is you want to talk about, and we could, and actually have that interaction and a functional conversation, I think that's amazing that can happen, and I think that needs to happen more. Everybody wants to kind of stay in their own boxes, and I'm like this, and they need to stay over there, and this person doesn't agree with this, so I can't be like that. It's just ridiculous how we create our own barriers to separate ourselves from one another. I just don't understand how that comes to be. I don't understand why people want to do that.
Last question is another 180. Back in wrestling. So you believe you're underrated. What's the most underrated aspect of your game in wrestling? You got a great single leg. You're really tough to score on. You're really elusive. What's like the area of your wrestling you think gets under discussed that you think, hey, I'm really good in this particular position?
I think people forget about my top game. I think my parterre even on bottom, I think is something that you got to discuss. I don't get there very often, so people don't get to see it. But I mean, dude, I wrestle in every position, and I think that's another thing is like people don't really understand that I can wrestle from every position because I just haven't been put in those positions. I don't have to worry about being in a splits all the time or sit in the corner and everything because I can stop it before it gets there. Why make something harder when I don't have to? But I think people underestimate my ability to wrestle through a lot of positions. I think that's a big thing. So I mean, like I said, I'm prepared for this. We'll all be here tomorrow, and it'll be a show.
Awesome.